Throughout creation and existence, there has always been certain elements that continue us. What continuance elements do you know of? What continues life on Earth? What elements? Think about it. There's two, man and woman. Or is that just one, the child? There's cooperation and togetherness. There's working together. There's all these elements that bring us together and build a future. What elements take from our future? Pride, envy, greed, lust. I think you know where I'm going here. What does pride take from creation? That which you would sit with others with. That which you would work together with others with. Because no longer do you work with any others because you sit in pride. You sit above all others. Envy, well, you're not going to work with anyone if you feel lesser than them. And I don't want you to feel envious of me because I want to work with you. Greed, well, then there's not enough resources for everybody to survive. Then there's loss to the resource economics. Lust, there's only one choice available. And only one choice should be. But what's on the other side of that coin? What other choices exist? If everyone was lusted into doing harm to one another, what would be the other side of that coin? That would be the lust of doing good for one another, helping out one another, doing good deeds for one another, encouraging media that emphasizes the fact that we need to work together and shows how we work together. Then, of course, there's your sloth. Sloth, that means that you want others to be of lesser deed, or you do lesser deed than yourself than you could be capable of. You seek others to be of sloth when you want them to be lesser than you. Behave lesser and do the horrible deeds and the horrible things that you would not want to do yourself. Wrath, where you attack in loss, which just creates more loss. We cover them all? Or did we miss one? Which one did we miss? Do you see how it affects? And what about you yourself? Does that affect? Do you affect the world? Yes. You affect the world around you. And when you act out in sin, what loss do you create for others and yourself? And there's the one we're missing. The choice of gluttony. And what does gluttony cause loss of? Well, gluttony is all about control. All of creation is yours and it must be as you choose. So all the rest of creation, all the rest of what it might develop into is loss. Loss to creation. All those others' dreams, all those others' wants. Because they're just their creation, no longer with free will or choice of their own to create their own future. But must fit into the plan of others might choose for them. Gluttony. That was the one we were missing. But who acts out in these sins? I'm sure you've seen people behave in them. And choices of loss towards others. Nations do. Great pride in nation causes our nation to attack other nations to hold up our pride. When I think we should be working together with other nations, cooperating with other nations to stop the problems of loss that occur. When we work with other nations, then we have a harmonious world. Not a world filled with one prideful nation going after another prideful nation, but cooperation between nations. But of course, that choice is left up to the politicians. But how do we work with other nations? We share a lot of information, a lot of technology. So you see, we're always working with other nations. But some nations choose such loss that we don't choose to work with them. They choose loss of us, or they choose loss of another. So we try and keep ourselves in a position to help and benefit the world, and not create loss of any others. Because what comes of loss? Nothing. Do you see how all the sins cause loss? To one another, to each and every one? And what future do we have when we're all carrying these sins? Just a future of loss. What future do we have when we notice the sins and we point them out and we stop acting in sin? Then we have a future of hope, where mankind works together in cooperation, where woman and man are working together to better one another, where the people are working to better the world and creation overall, and helping out one another. The choice is up to the people, up to the individual. The greatest share of choices, though, share in that choice not to be of sin, thank heaven, or else we'd have so much more what in the world. That doesn't mean we want to encourage more, though. We want to encourage more what? What do you want in this world? What can you do to help it? The choice is yours. You've got an idea. Now act on it. It's up to you. Thank you for your time. Christopher David Clayton of the United Unified Belief. It's up to us all.